be honest with you, I've been in a battle for disability. That was over for 2 years. This year, it's been particularly hard. The food prices and everything kicked mom and my asses. The bills, everything has gone through the goddamn ceiling. Everything. And these bastards have the nerve, these fucking niggas had the nerve to say that things are better now than they were 4 years ago. Let
Oh,
me tell you something. Until we, let's just say this to the audience, until we go after and have a civil war in our community and punk out people like Roland Martin, that man, that man shouldn't be able to go anywhere without being hit by a tomato or a pie or something, an egg to say fuck you, you ugly sellout, ambisexual traitor to the community. You're not even wholly African American. You're part Haitian. You were trained by white supremacists in Project 21. You destroyed one of the greatest black newspapers in the country called the Chicago Defender. You're despicable. You're unattractive. You fought more for gays. In fact, you should be like vice president of Gay America. They can trust you, but you're not doing a damn thing for us. All of you niggas that have brands on your dicks and on your asses and on your chest and on your shoulders and on your arms and all you hoes that munch carpet to become Greeks, you motherfuckers are enemies. And we have to stop pretending just because somebody got a degree somewhere that they're a friend of us. You act like my enemy, you are my goddamn enemy.
absolutely.
We have an opportunity to give our people what they're giving these illegal crooks who are taking over apartment blocks, who are invading people's homes. While black folks sit on waiting lists for public housing, they're moving those folks in. Not a goddamn whimper, not a goddamn whimper from any of the Greek letter organizations because they, Roland Martin, that fat jerk, that asinine bastard, these people are in relationship and in an alliance with the people that are destroying the weak, struggling masses of black people. It's despicable. It is disgusting. And I don't care how many. Look, I grew up on an HBCU, and I can tell you about the black self-hatred at Howard, how money is being spent. Like what happened, was it a couple of years ago? Got this nose here. This thing is big too. You only see the stuff. Okay, I got it. I'm sorry to pick my nose there, but I nothing like white hair on a black body. Anyway, places like Howard University, if you go to a black university or a black HBCU, almost always the black surrounding communities are in ruins. You got all that black knowledge, education, but you know what? It isn't about building or helping the local communities. It's about fucking over them. The way that HBCUs typically are situated is the same way that the Boule treats Black America. They'll be doing okay in their little thing, but they don't give a damn about what's happening with Black folks that they can see. And you'll see this with this entire Democratic convention, which I'm not going to watch. Let me just say this. I've already said it. Kamala Harris is a fucking hoe. She's a fucking Hindu hoe. I said it. I don't give a damn about who doesn't like it. She's a hoe. And Dickie Smiley, that effeminate nigga down in Georgia, he went to Howard the same time as Kamala Harris and I.
There you go.
And I want to say this to you about Ricky Smiley's line of cues. The Omega Psi Phi people who were at Howard the same time as Ricky Smiley, a large number of them were HIV positive, bisexual dudes who were required to have girlfriends so as to not make the frat look bad. And they infected lots of young women who unsuspectingly were given AIDS by dudes who were fucking each other and fucking these girls. And it was hushed up, and they died in Howard Hospital. They died in DC General Hospital. And there's an epidemic of STDs all over the country. Wherever you have Black colleges and universities and you have Greeks, you have lots of venereal disease. Go look it up. Don't take my word for it. You'll find what I'm saying is true because these people are wicked. They are evil. They're degenerate. They're offering you STDs and abortion and confusion when other people are getting housing, land, food, jobs, real shit. The same way they get real shit for each other in a little teeny circle, but they don't share a fucking crust of it with us.
Absolutely. There's this the takeover. I'm reusing a background while I make this other background because Dick Lives Matter for sure. And then you've got effeminate men who won't speak up about the man thing because they were.
We need to use a better word. I use the word fagonist.
Fagonist. Okay.
To me,
and fagonist is different than a brother fucker. Can you give us?
Well, no, a brother fucker doesn't have to be a fagonist, but a fagonist is usually a brother fucker. All fagonists are brother fuckers. All brother fuckers are not necessarily fagonists. It's sort of like a theorem when you're doing geometry and shit. So the fagonist black men, the kind of say, man, I want to see a woman in the White House. We've never had a black man. If Obama's a black man, then I'm the fucking tooth fairy.
Thank you. Thank you. Say it again. We haven't had a black man.
That look back, ass clapping liar was not a black man. There's nothing manly about him. He looks strange. He looks like Lurch got AIDS. Remember the Addams Family?
The Addams Family.
He does look like Lurch. And all you that liked Obama, fuck y'all. I never voted for him. He never promised to do anything. You know, would you get with the man and he won't say whether he's going to like buy you Kotex or at least take you to Chuck E. Cheese once a year? You wouldn't want to be with him. Why are we with these people that want to do, you know, I know folks, if your house doesn't look good, if your car doesn't look good, if your shoes and shit aren't new, they can't speak to you. Why is there a standard that we lower income niggas have where everything has to be just so or you're out? You don't have you don't have them designer shit, fuck you. But when they're blacks that are successful, they don't have to have any standards. They don't have to deliver anything. Well, what the fuck use is it if they're successful if they don't share any of it with us? Our stupid asses. And that's part of dick. We need some political dick in America, black men. And I'm talking about maybe put a steel rod down that motherfucker and slap somebody with it. We need some dick. And we need to stick it in Mother Liberty and make her have a brood of black babies that won't take this shit.
Hey, so, look, you got a good point because they fear the black penis, right? That's
and that's why they're killing it. I mean, all of you brothers walked around, your dick is in the bullseye of white supremacy.
Yes.
And I'm going to put out my theory. And I want all of you moderators to go and look and see if you see a causal link. But I believe prostate cancer, in part, is linked to fluoridated water. I can't prove it, but it's interesting how this black man
fluoride water. Is that what you just said?
Fluoridated water with the fluoride in it.
Okay.
Something that all these black men everywhere, no matter, I know brothers in the gym working out, just eating right, and still get this shit. No matter what's this doesn't just fucking happen. And speaking of Dick Lives Matter, we got black doctors, we got black scientists. Why aren't you motherfuckers, other than looking down at other people that don't wear white coats and be the only nigga in the lab, why aren't y'all trying to find out what's the causal link for so many black men being afflicted? After all, y'all join frats and all over dicks. I heard a lot of y'all have to suck them in order to become a full member. If dick is so important, then surely the lives of the dick should matter too. And other people with dick should matter to you. And in fact, even the little gays could get down there. Yeah, we're going to talk about dick. Bring them on in. Y'all may like this conversation. I don't have time to like fuck with y'all today. So everybody's dick, even if you're sticking to somebody's ass, you're welcome on this conversation. This is inclusion. Everybody can come here. We're going to just talk about dicks, lives. Even the sissy, I mean, that's all y'all really got to offer each other anyway, because y'all don't have children. So y'all know, I mean, there should be a big thing among black sissies, and y'all like dick more than anybody else. In fact, you like it so much you want the next person. So why don't Black dicks matter, and why is Black manhood so unimportant, and why is it so shameful? You know, brothers will take and put videos. Hey, take this dick, bitch. Yeah, this big black dick, I'll fuck you. I mean, I've seen a little bit of porn. Yeah, big black dick. I fuck you, ho. I fucked you. Yeah, my dick's so big. You know, it's interesting how Black men have so much pride in their dicks. But then this thing that kills, not only do your dick go limp, but it can kill you. If you're living for your dick, why would you let your dick kill you?
Do you think it is how we have a lot of abuse and users in our community? You know, so you got maybe a lot of sex fiends or nymphos or people who are, you know, using
Fake religious leaders like Take Dicks Jakes.
Right. Just like TD.
Take Dicks Jakes.
You guys are gonna have to excuse me. Dr. Short is near and dear to me in many different ways, and this conversation is near and dear to me because prostate health is something that y'all don't even really get talked to about until it's almost too late.
Yes. And they get excited. You wouldn't believe. Oh my God. You won't believe. This person told me I had a PSA of 308,000. I had someone say, your ass would be dead if you had that much. I said, well, this is what this Arab showed me. I don't know. You know, I heard it was 19. Then it's 308,000. It's like, damn. I said, that's enough for a whole room full of people to have their dicks falling up.
Right. So then when you told me about your diagnosis, and honestly, you guys, if y'all aren't familiar, Dr. Short's been getting hit over and over again and then coming out triumphantly, you know, because he's still here. He's not dead. And well, now they're saying he's got cancer. So outside of my
so I have two cancers
right now, or
I have two right now. Look, I'm not worried about that. Now, I'm gonna just say to everybody, one place where your dick should be really hard is it should be hard about having a moral, ethical foundation, a belief in God, a belief in something that will help you get through. I want to make this absolutely clear that hearing that I had stage 4 cancer last week absolutely didn't intimidate me whatsoever. The only thing that would piss me off is people said we caught the early stages. So you said that shit one week, then the next week you tell me it's about to fall off and kill me. I says, now make up your damn minds. Y'all the doctors and they're all control freaks and this, that, and the other. I'm certain that I will be fine. And I'm going to tell you the reason I have belief is I've said this, but I'll say it to you, Sister Eve, and others. I didn't just learn I had cancer. I had severe sepsis, which kills lots of people. I had septicemia. Damn. I had several things that are killers. And I was in here in the house, here with all my books and stuff.
You were having freaking lives, Dr. Short. Like, let's just throw it all out there. Life was going on as per usual over there.
More or less life, except for the last week. Meaning I had a super deadly, I had deadly strains of bacteria. And I'm going to tell you what happens. We need to start having real conversations and getting involved and doing stuff for each other. Because I'm going to tell you, I believe a big part of my problem, why I was in the hospital for 2 weeks and why I've got a port in my arm. And the other day I showed I had this little Billie Holiday sleeve. It's not because I shoot heroin, but I have to take antibacterial infusions through a port until
because
next month.
Sepsis, you guys. Sepsis.
Well, no, not because of sepsis.
Really?
Although the sepsis was triggered. Look, the sepsis has been dealt with, but let me tell you what happened. I believe it had to have been, I got contaminated blood 2.5 years ago. You need to understand, when I was in the hospital, there were these white folks that were really, really nice to me in the hospital. I was thinking, oh my God, they're really concerned about me. Psych. There must have been a group of doctors that get organs from Black people. black
Mm-hmm.
men in particular, and I was a healthy specimen. They kept coming by to see how I was doing. The day before I had my heart surgery, the doctor had a discussion with people who's going to get this nigger to sign over his organs. And he's smart. He won't trust anybody white, so they sent an Asian bitch in. And I told her to get the hell out of my room.
Good for you.
But the white doctor who was supposed to operate on me, in that group of people who probably get organs off of black people, who want to be boule-minded, fagonist, pork chop feminist, dumb fuck black people who are not recognizing that medical apartheid is real. There's a war against us. People hate us. People want to exterminate us. Our existence bothers them. Their asses are being destroyed. They're taking the shot and they're doing all kinds of stupid shit, believing everything they hear on television, the same television that teaches people that blacks are criminal and inferior and no fucking good, and yet you listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God I'm not like that. Thank God I grew up in Virginia with racists that told me, we want to kill all of you.
That part.
And it's like, okay, I don't want to kill anyone, but I've learned people want to kill our asses. And they've got books like Turner Diary where they, they're fascinated by having this day where they just kill all the black people. But these bastards, when that guy found out that I wouldn't sign over my organs, mind you, I'm medicated, handcuffed, manacled to the bed to keep my arms from ripping out the cables or the IVs. So imagine, you're not supposed to ask me to sign shit when I'm on medication.
Right. Oh,
And
shit.
and the guy told my mother I wouldn't make it, which meant they planned to kill me.
They were going to kill you and
had a
your
plan.
organ.
So since I didn't let them take my organs, I guess they got the most diseased blood out of the kill nigger pile of blood, and they gave it to me. And when I saw all the shit that was in my bloodstream that was poisonous, I was trying to think, where did all this come from? I'm not sexually promiscuous, although I talk about sex a lot. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't drug, I don't do a range of things. I eat well, take supplements. How did just all of this shit? I realize they do that. They give us bad. In fact, they're trying to turn the laws around where openly gay people with HIV can give blood. Who do you think they're going to give the infected blood to? They'll give it to us to kill us. Same way I think I got a male or female prostitute or someone homeless. They gave me the fucked up low-grade blood. And in fact, the blood that they gave me was contaminated with a super drug-resistant bacteria that does what? It kills people who have heart valves. What did they give me? A heart valve. How the fuck did that happen other than they knew what they were giving me?
It sounds like a setup, and
but I'll just say to everybody, the good news, aside from the birth, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, that a lot of niggas think they're too cool but don't need it. Well, enjoy hell, ignorant, reprobate, apostate niggas. But I will say to you, the God I believe in and I serve, none of the doctors in any of the hospitals, my cardiologist who I see Thursday is going to freak out because the bacteria, which is called Haemophilus parainfluenza, which can kill you very quickly if untreated. I had it for at least 2.5 years. I should have been dead off that. Speaking of how great God is, or if at least not dead, my heart should have been seriously damaged. I want to say to you, when they looked at my heart valve in May, the Indian woman screamed. They couldn't even believe I had a heart valve because it looked so natural and it healed so well. She blurted this shit out she wasn't supposed to. Meaning that even with this super dangerous shit, there's been no impact on my heart, at least superficially looking through a heart echo. When I was in the hospital, they found no damage from this bacteria. So, one Jewish dude, what's his name? Schwartz, Dr. Schwartz, didn't believe that I hadn't been impacted, so he did an endoscopy. They went in and looked in, and He showed up the next day and his ass was shocked that there's absolutely been no damage to any of my tissue anywhere in my heart ever with this deadly thing that kills people all the time. I think this is why my cardiologist doctor was willing to see me the same day or the next day, the first time I called, because first and foremost, somebody should have spotted that shit, all the blood taken out of me over the last 2.5 years. But his thing is, how could my heart steadily improve and get better and the valve heal with this damn thing that's supposed to kill it? And I'm going to say to you guys, that's my testimony. I believe Jesus Christ. And so I can tell you, if deadly drug-resistant bacteria that was blowing their mind in the hospital that I had fevers, with them giving me some of their best drugs, if I can be protected with no treatment for 2.5 years, the cancer, nothing's too big for God. And that's another thing that's killing Negroes. So, in fact, you got a dick and you're using it in a way that's ungodly. I mean, that's contributing to it as well. So I want to say to you, I'm not worried about my life or my dick. In fact, I have great news. I want anybody that knows anybody with prostate cancer, that there are people out here that are herbalists and doctors and all who are Black, and sometimes not, who are able to treat all kinds of things. And we need to be able to share that information with one another, because let me just say to you, when I see the doctor, the oncologist, nobody's putting radiation anywhere near my dick. If God wanted my dick to be radiated, I would have been born in Hiroshima or Nagasaki. And since that's not the case, I'm not voluntarily going to put my dick that I'm trying to save, that has been shrinking until recently, in any radiation field. It's not happening. Okay, we've got to protect our dick, our community, our women, our children, our manhood. And I'm gonna just tell you, they've been pushing the last few years Cialis and Viagra, and you wonder why all these erectile dysfunction things. You know what I'm saying? All this erectile dysfunction shit, I believe it's because they've been systematically doing things to the food and everything else to fuck our dicks up. But you know what? Even if your dick is limp and you can't get it up naturally, we'll give you a pill. They're going to make money off of your dick being limp. That's some cynical shit. I make your dick go flaccid, then you got to pay me.
Right.
They'll make us pay for the fucking air to breathe if we let them.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, that's where we are, Dr. Short. We pay for the water, we pay for solar.
Yes.
Well,
Yes. And now we pay for our dicks to get hard.
Well, right, because you
need
to kill it, you know, from the food that people are eating, you know, the extra mucus buildup and the toxins in the blood. And look, I am not the herbalist in my family, but I do have an herbalist in my family, and I do pay attention when they're talking, because like I said, a lot of these things we don't even know about it until it's too late. If you're getting a colonoscopy at 50, it's too fucking late.
And I had a colonoscopy, and that was wild, because you know I had a gay ass Middle Eastern dude, and they were supposed to only be up your ass for like 15 minutes. They were up for an hour and 20. And the first thing I did when I came out of that, they gave you that Michael Jackson shit, propofol. First thing I'm gonna do is look at the clock to see how long that person was in my ass.
I'm saying, because look, but you got the right questions, because most people would just be like, "Oh, I'm so happy I made it out of my slumber."
No, I mean that shit's not cool. That shit's not cool. I'm gonna have to get another one in 3 years. But they put the thing like putting an apple in your mouth. They like gag your ass.
Gag. Oh my god!
And then they tell you to turn on your side and shit. And it's a bunch of dudes behind you. And my asshole saying, "Don't leave me! Don't leave me! Don't leave me! Don't leave me!"
That's so funny.
My asshole saying, "God help me! Don't leave me, Daddy!" Right? And I'm like, "I'm not gonna leave you, baby. I'm not gonna leave you."
Then count backwards from 100.
Then I was knocked out. And when I woke up, it says, "Oh shit!" Everybody was gone and shit. It's sort of like the bitch that gets fucked at the party that drank too much.
Oh my God.
Like looking around trying to figure out who's there. And it was a nurse. And I said, this is an hour and 30 minutes later. She said, he took more time with you. I said,
No.
Mm-hmm. I know he did. And he came back, hi. Well,
I have also
and I said, he must like being in people's asses. And there's something else I have to tell you. I really don't like hospitals. And I'm convinced one of the biggest inventions in the hospital is a hospital gown. I'm convinced a gay person made it because it doesn't cover your ass in the back. Who else would make clothes where your ass was exposed for someone to sneak up behind you? I never liked those things. And it's hard to tie because you just let this shit, just fuck. I just tie the one at the top and the shit, my ass just gonna hang out. I don't like that. A breeze in your ass, if you can feel a breeze in your ass, someone can sneak up on your ass. I don't like it. So I had on boxes and shit. Oh yes, I said let's say, what do you need? I said I need some drawers. I am not gonna walk around with my ass exposed in the hospital. I mean, that's just I don't know how people sag. I mean, I'm paranoid about people being near my ass, unlike Robert Martin. I don't like anybody up on this. I didn't like my mother changing my diapers as a baby. And that's my mother. Leave my ass alone. As I said, I had a girlfriend that liked my ass. I had real problems with touching. It's like,
no, but look, in real time, women will try y'all. And I think it's very gay and abusive, but they will try y'all. And then if you don't say anything, well, then she's going to buck break you in a very big way. And that shit's uncalled for.
Don't smack my ass. This is not how it is. Respect. It's an exit for shit. It is not a stunt dummy for your hand. Okay. Let's slap it and see if no. But anyway, so the colonoscopy, they found some shit. So but they were I realized, damn it, these doctors are determined to put something in your ass and mess with your dick too. But I'm glad I did because it's cancer in both places. And so don't go for a colonoscopy without someone being there because there are freaks. There are people. I'm going to just tell you, at Howard Hospital, there was an OBGYN that used to lick the spectrum. That's the thing that cranks the pussy open so they could look in there. And this happened to my brother's mother-in-law. That motherfucker licked that thing like it was, the Good Humor Man. There are people, yes, they will. They will put your ass under and screw you. But
I've seen all sorts of
it's nasty
crimes happening to people when they are under, and that is terrifying to me. And a very big reason for why I don't like the hospitals either. Like you are speaking truth to power right now.
And people talk when I was being operated on, and this is the thing, brothers, I'm gonna just take it because I've had a few people call me, and you could stay in the shadows. I'm certain that there are people who have a bigger one than I do, and that's fine. That's your business, especially if it's not in my face. But I was reasonably happy with my endowment until I began to have heart check. I began to notice, damn, why is my dick being downsized, God? Let's have a conversation. I mean, you didn't remove any fucking planets, right? So where are my inches, dude? I mean, I was looking at the
haven't even been hoeing with your member. There's so many people out here who probably should have consequences on their members because of how bad they treat it.
Well, I'm gonna just tell you something, guys. Let me just give you guys a hint. I know that people, your dick is all you have. I understand, but I'm gonna tell you something. If your dick signifies, like if it's pointing out like towards your pelvis and it's signifying, you might want to check someone. But if it's doing the horsey, pointing at your feet, like hanging down, you're probably okay. That means more blood flow. If your dick is getting small, if it's turning into a clitoris before your own eyes and shit, or if it doesn't get hard on command like a good German Shepherd guard dog, or your favorite pit, you need to look into it. You have to love your dick more than what you've done before. Not just for what you can do with it, but that it's going to work. Same way you go to the range to shoot, you need to take time for your dick. Look at it, touch it, see if it's moving
Yours.
properly. I'm not trying to say masturbate, but
No, right. You didn't say that.
Make certain, the same way women have to touch their titties for breast cancer, squeeze
Yeah.
the things, you're not going to, it's not a super soaker. It's not going to hurt anybody if something shoots out. Touch your titty, make certain there's no lumps up in there. You got to check your dick out. And if your dick is trifling, if it's like the wino hobo just laying there, then you may have a circulatory problem. You may already have that, because I'm telling you, I was talking to Mother Zima, who's going to be my guest when I do my show. See, Black Dicks Matter is my show for men. And I may have a woman host, but it's a men's show. But Dick Lives Matters for men and women, but definitely a woman host like Eve, someone that's a sexually active mother. I mean, she's like knocked out all these kids and shit. And I don't know, these dudes must have like the perfect field goal kick your dick each time, jing, and she like kicks out a baby and so you're gonna get some Super Bowl rings eventually when your kids grow up. Look, we need to be honest about if your dick is small. Because I said to my friend Azima, damn Azima, they told me I have stage 4 prostate cancer. And I read what stage 4 was like. And I says, most of the shit doesn't apply to me. But I will tell you this, God made me a man, but it seems as if he's turning my dick into a clitoris. Can you help me? This is, like you missed your dick, like I was singing the 3 Degrees song. When will I see you again? When will I see you again? Right? When will we share precious moments? Right?
No, that's when will I see? I mean, if it's pointing down or away from you, or go back inside, that's like a reversal.
When will I see you again? Oh, sweet. So anyway, my friend Azima, and that's why we need to talk to each other. You know what? Niggas are shallow. You need to know what the people around you are good at. I know folks who are good about herbs and tinctures and so forth. And Azima immediately says, but yes, I can help bring your dick back, because it's really like Jesus come back in the grave, and I can walk around and people see it and then testify and say, oh, the word of good God, hallelujah, And and I started taking this tincture made from mushrooms.
Yeah, you were telling me about the mushrooms.
Oh, yes. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's like stage 9. I was like, wow. And I started singing Hello Dolly to my dick. Well, hello, Dolly. Hello, you're looking swell, Dolly. It's so nice to see you back where you belong. Your heart is hell, Dolly. You can bust some ass, Dolly, right? And and so and that made me feel like, first and foremost, you got to cleanse your blood and other things to do. There are things that people can do where they may never get prostate cancer or get these things, but we've got to get serious about cleaning our blood, detoxing. You've got to do that if your dick's life really mattered to you. Because I've heard niggas boast about dicks. Man, my dick's so big. I mean, I could fuck the Lone Ranger's horse and make them have like a nervous breakdown, right? And just people boast and boast, but yet there's this silent plague. And I have all these people telling me about their dicks being silted up. And one dude says, I'm growing a clitoris too, Dr. Short. I've had several people like dick calls. Can you help me? Can someone save my dick?
Well, look, let's go there. Like I said, I'm not the herbalist in my family, but I do have an herbalist in my family. And guinea hen weed, you can do mushrooms like Dr. Short has, and I'll plug all of the information that we're talking about in the description of my video. But this is like it's like a minute. I think he's gonna sing. So just
did you send me some of that? I want some.
No, you have the dick bringer backer for
Okay,
sure.
so I have the dick restoration
You
tea.
got the dick restoration tea
Can
coming
I add
in.
honey to it?
Yeah, you're gonna add honey
I have
to
to
it.
drink
All
it.
the
I don't put it on.
instructions
I don't
that I
put it
wrote
on
on it
myself.
for you.
I don't rub it on myself. I drink it.
No, but some of the tea that we do have, you can bathe in it. You can use the leaves medicinally. It's the herbs that my aunt has at their farm in St. Kitts, and it's an organic
Yeah.
farm. It's wonderful. Look,
And you ladies out here, hold on.
Go ahead.
Y'all need to stop being assholes, ladies. You know when that man's dick feels like it went from iron to aluminum foil. When you're not getting hit up against your cervix, like the backboard for basketball. When when the ball's not hitting the backboard.
Hitting the backboard.
You need to stop whining and complaining and burning food and shit and picking reasons to fight. You need to tell your man, your dick needs some help. Okay. And we need big dick helper like hamburger helper. Help that man with his dick. Stop criticizing. Learn about herbs. You're supposed to be a helpmate. Part of that is helping that shit stay hard. So you enjoy it. I mean, in fact, you women get more orgasms out of the shit than we do. You can have about 5 or 6. But to be so selfish and so judgmental, why is it standing up? As if the dude that's trying to screw you wanted the shit to go limp.
Right.
Going out. How many times have you been on an important call and that's when your cell phone battery went? That's how a dude feels when his dick isn't acting right. It used to be like, you could like think, like dick move to left to right. No, but do that, jing, jing, up and down. And then it's stopped doing it. When you don't have the kind of dick control that you're used to, ladies, when he is coming too fast, when you know that he knew he was holding on to his tight in his asshole, holding it back, and it came out anyway, and his dick sprung a leak, you know that something's wrong. If the quality of the banging is dropping, if you weren't being fucked like you used to be fucked, as frequently or as passionately, especially if you guys get along and it's not just a situation of money or transactional or, you've gotten fat and unappealing or you nag a lot. Now, I'm going to just tell you, psychologically, if you bitch too much to a man, I mean, it really, men can't fuck a woman that nags too much. It should, eventually get tired. And psychologically, they don't want to fuck you, even though the dick wants to. You have to understand, dicks always want to screw. They may not be able to, but they want to. But a man can be very iffy. Woman make him mad, keep complaining about how much money he makes, bitching about all this kind of shit. Then that can make his ass go limp too. And by the way, all that stress, putting stress on it. That's so. Ladies, you need to help men with their dick. You're the biggest beneficiaries of it. Okay. We go and we shave and we get haircuts and wear nice clothes in order to stick a dick in you. But so half of our motivation to live is to like do something with our dick, right? Once your dick isn't working, it's like life ending. It's commensurate with women shopping or at least popping their pussy and saying, no, you can't have it. A lot of women get off to like saying no to people. Well, unless you're Kamala Harris. I mean, she's the greatest yes woman of all time, except for to reparations.
Right.
That's the first time that bitch has ever said no, was to black reparations.
Well, and to a black baby, a black family, a black.
Oh yeah, well, she killed it. She killed those fuckers. Let me tell you, she's killed more than the 18.
And that's sad because you've got women out here who are stupid because they think that campaigning for your medical health, the outliers and the 2 and 1% of the reasons why you would need to kill a damn baby, right? But inside of that, most of the women who are trying to kill babies are irresponsible sex havers. And then from there,
or they want to get the man back. So abortion oftentimes is, I fucking hate, I'm going to kill his baby and tell him that. It's interesting. It's his baby when you kill it, and it's his baby when you want child support. but it's not his baby when he wants custody.
That part.
That's
No, y'all
fucking
bitches are on some other shit.
that's some pork chop feminist shit. This is why we're having Patriarch Summit.
Yes,
You have the link for that, do you not,
I
Sister
do,
Eve?
and I'll share it. I will share it.
Mhm.
I want to I want to share this video because I know y'all know that we talk about delineating and stuff, but we don't actually have a lot of the herbs that can heal you here as much as there are people getting them and growing them now in a bigger way than they used to. So a lot of these medicines are going to come from tropical places where it grows naturally. So
And where we fucking came from.
right, essentially, coming from there to the wilderness in North America. Actually, let me not even say that because I'm learning so much about our ancestors who haven't gone anywhere and how they've been able
Mhm.
to use the land. So even if it's not guinea hen weed, we've got garlic and other things that people aren't thinking as medicine. That is absolutely medicine, and y'all are just eating it because it's food when you should be using it medicinally. So, but no, and we have guinea hen weed in my shop. It's part of the Dick Booster backer tea that Dr. Short's getting in the mail. I hope he talks about the process with you guys. But
Oh yeah, I will do that. Look, I want you to talk to Azima because this isn't the first thing because I don't see this diagnosis as a curse. I see it as a blessing. I believe that, see, I'll talk about having dick cancer. I'll talk about my shit shrinking up because I know God will bring it back like it's already coming back. I haven't even gone to see the oncologist. Your body is amazing and it's able to heal.
yes,
Stop listening to racist doctors that don't even think you're anything but a monkey with clothes on that pays taxes. Um, we need to start sharing information. And this is why we don't talk about the sorry ass celebrities in sports and shit. Fuck Megan Thee Stallion. In fact, I hope she's really a woman.
I think Megan is a woman. She's
You
she's
do?
one of the bigger women.
I almost think she's a man. I think she's a tranny. Okay. And
It could
she,
look, the
she
psyops are real, you guys. It's
and
it's
this product that you're talking about. So I want to get you. Do you have Azima's information?
yes, I do have Azima's information.
We need to do a show.
We do
In
need to
fact,
do a
we
show
can do
about
it soon because Azima and others, because uh, Dick Lives Matter is going to be an ongoing thing. I wanted to do a health show called Black Health Line with
that.
Azima, and my health began to just go nuts. Well, I want to say this mushrooms and other things, turkey tail, reishi mushroom, lion's mane. There are a
Yes.
bunch of things that you can take, which I'm taking now. And oh my God, even with all of the bad news that got, oh, you got lymphoma, I feel good. I feel incredible. I was out in the yard hacking with my machete, and uh, and I'm not saying that I don't have a condition, but these things are reversible, and we can live. But I want to say the quality of life. And I have to share this. To see my dick at least 9.5 inches, and it's a little bigger. I'm not boasting. Versus it being 2.5, was just like, damn, that's like God just killed me and shit. Just fucking like have somebody do a drive-by shooting. I don't have children. When I tell anybody, when I had my heart attack, my mother wanted me to go to the hospital, and I says, no, mom, I want to talk to God. Because if God wants me to die, I want to damn die right here in the house and not be around little funky, pasty, pink people.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was thinking and talking to God, as I was in the midst of the heart attack, the one thing I said is, God, I would have liked to bust the nut and have one kid. I love children. Just because I'm 59 and single does not mean I don't like the pussy. I really do. But I like respectful, wife material pussy, not this rogue ass shit with the ugly jump rope hair and shit, and tattoos on their eyeballs and bastards by a million different people. That shit doesn't appeal to me. And I just said, God, why don't you let me have at least one kid? Just one. I just bust one nut. I'm not a whole, I don't run after people like that. If I like a woman, that's the kind of person I want to marry. Why don't bother them? I never understood dudes wolf whistling at everybody. Even the ugly girls getting wolf whistled at. And the ugly girl says, I know I'm ugly. Why does he keep talking to me? It says, well, you have a pussy.
Yeah.
She says, so does the bitch in the wheelchair. And he
Yeah.
said, well, she can't run away from this fast. He's going to wolf whistle at her too. And there are brothers fucking these people in wheelchairs. Yes, they are. They're orderlies fucking the hell out of these old women. And that's why a lot of them have STDs and shit. These people will fuck anything. Not me. Either I'm going to marry you because I always want a family that wasn't dysfunctional. Because, I have a big family that's super dysfunctional. Like people are like, God, please let them have strokes. So I have to see them at the next family. You, God, just kill that one. Give God a kill list of people that you don't want to see again. Yeah, get that one. The one with the fat, the one that always steals all the chicken and shit before we can get on the table. So I always want to have a stable family, husband and wife. Not that my parents weren't stable, but shit could have been better. And, anyway, so even in the midst of a heart attack, he says, you know what? I'd like to procreate at least one time. I like kids. I like hearing kids play and talk. I don't know how people hate kids so much. I says, how is it I like kids and I don't have any? And these niggas have kids and they abuse them, they kill them, they don't want them. And so imagine, I finally think I'm in a place where I can like start a family and shit, and then your dick gets silted up. But I'm optimistic because
Right.
if I can survive all of this, and I'm saying to all of you, whatever your life circumstances are, it has a lot to do with your perspective. I think if I can survive sepsis for 2 or 3 weeks and not even know that I had something that was killing me, although I was having bad headaches, this is overcomable. And with people like Sister Eve, you're going to meet Azima, you're going to meet Vivian, and brothers. It's not just. It's time to stop playing with our health. It's time to admit weaknesses and needs. It's time for us to be men. Isn't it amazing? All these brothers walking around with catheters hanging out, hidden in their baggy pants and shit, so you can't tell that they're collecting their own piss because they trusted racist ass doctors who couldn't wait to snap their dicks. Why can't we do something better? And why should we be secret? I mean, everything's out there. Who you fucking, your STD status, your bastards everywhere. But yet, when it comes down to dick, we're still being Victorian and old school. We should be out here able to confront this thing and check it and use knowledge that's within the community already. Dr. Sebi, we got people able to deal with this, to stop hiding, to man up so your dick can stand up.
Absolutely.
And Dick Lives Matter.
Dick Lives Matter.
Can you say that? Yeah.
Dick
Come
Lives
on,
Matter for
Dick
sure.
Lives Matter.
And
Dick Lives Matter. And of course, because I was going to say straight Dick Lives Matter, but we'd probably get
we're being inclusive today.
We would be violating community standards. Somewhere I feel left out. So we either have Dick Lives Matter and my show, Black Dicks Matter.
Yes.
This is very important. They want to wipe us out. They don't want us to procreate. They don't want us to be happy. They don't want us to be married. And yet all the while, they're all obsessed with how many inches or how round a black ass is. We should be doing something to protect ourselves. So instead of me saying, let me be quiet, I said, you know what? I'm going to talk to people because there are other people whose dicks are shriveling up. And it isn't because your dick is smaller. You didn't lose any inches, brothers. It's blood flow.
Mm-hmm.
You need more cayenne pepper. There are things that can, and you need more arginine. You need to add these things into as well. Check your prostate, get a diagnosis from the racist doctors, and then come back and meet with some black herbalists that give a damn. And pay the niggas like what you pay the crackers who are trying to cut your shit off.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hate about us. We pay people who hate us and we starve people that love us.
Absolutely.
Save your life, save your dick, save your race, save your children, save your babies, save your ladies. And so, again, dick lives matter. And I'll say to the man that won't do something for his own dick, ladies, that's not a man worth having. A man that won't wash up around the foreskin of his dick, I wouldn't let him give me yeast infection. Holes, you'll have enough use to be ITT that used to own Wonder Bread. What a man will do for his dick is what he'll do for his woman.
That's real.
And look at how bad off our community is. And look at the epidemic of prostate cancer. So this epidemic of prostate cancer says that a lot of Black men ain't doing nothing for their dicks. They ain't doing nothing for their kids, their women, or themselves. We need to become very interested in health, wellness, family, motherhood, fatherhood, husbandry, wifery. Black dicks matter. Black dick is the only real weapon that we have. Our numbers. And see, instead of trying to make gays and have all these alliances and shit, why not bust out our own kids? Why not do something for self and for the collective? Now I'm gonna let you talk. Now give me some Dick Lives Matter in wisdom. You're a woman. You guys on the receiving end of dicks. I know I got some dick cheerleaders out here, and it's not because you're hoes, but at least you don't want to munch pussy. I mean, I appreciate you not competing with us in that, because lesbians know how to rap to women. A woman can be funky, dirty, nasty, and she can get a woman much faster than a man. And it's almost the way the sissies get a man faster than women do, because they know all the stuff going on in women's head. The women know all the right shit to say to get over. Even though they don't have any money either, and they kick your ass more than men, they still have an advantage being women. And yes, a whole lot of sisters out there, y'all studs, y'all know, y'all been with the woman, got tired, that bitch slapped you one time, called you bitch 10 times. The man couldn't call you bitch once. She called you bitch every day and take your money and shit. Bought your kids around and you take it. And then you start saying, damn, the dude actually would take me to the movies. Even if we went to McDonald's, he'd get me an ice cream cone and shit. If I went to the McDonald's with her and I asked for an ice cream cone, I'd need that shit for the black guy she'd give me. So I thank you, sisters who are straight, who aren't feminists. So go ahead, talk to me. I mean, in fact, pretty soon I have my money. We're going to be able to interact. People will be able to call in. And we'll be talking about whatever, black dicks, feminism, dick lives, herbs. We've got to do this. And yes, Sister Eve, we are rocking this. We're breaking the silence. And by the way, I'm gonna just tell y'all the updates when I give real dick news. I can't wait for my. Anyway, go ahead, sis.
No, this is a very poignant point that you're making, because most of the time, people think that these conversations are taboo because they're sex related. But if you're going to sit here and tell me that my child can go to school and identify as a butterfly, y'all will all know that they're a fucking butterfly. And then I don't know that they're a butterfly until I go to the PTA meeting or to a concert or something. And everybody's like, oh yeah, there goes the butterfly. And I'm just like, what? No, if y'all can talk to children about sex in school as early as kindergarten, then we as adults can have conversation about our sexual health, the fact that people are fucking us over left and right, and that we
matter.
Fuck ourselves over by not having the information that's out there. So I'm very blessed to have family who has explored the world, right? And found that.
And tell us more about that. You know what? We need to arrange a trip. I'm going to, the minute I get paid, and I want to let people know that I have a home business and I can share with you ways that you can travel inexpensively. If you know somebody whose dick you think the life of their dick matters, we need to have you connect and support Sister Eve's family, and they're helping people. They're repairing dicks, and they won't use Scotch tape or radiation.
Oh yeah, no radiation. No radiation.
Yeah.
And really, a lot of
No,
times,
no radiation.
what happened, you made a very good point earlier. I want to circle back to our bodies were made perfectly. People have mental issues and think that they need more or less or whatever. And fine, everybody's got some sort of mental issue. But if you start modifying your body, that's a disorder that they have on paper. When you start chopping off shit and saying that you were born in the wrong body, you feel like you only supposed to have one arm or whatever, because that's a real thing. Before the chopping off the titties and the penises, people were saying, oh, I feel like I'm supposed to have one leg. And then they were allowing people to mutilate their bodies because of how they feel. And that's so strange to me.
And that's irrational. Can I mention something to you?
Yeah. Yes.
There's another thing for prostate. I'm going to learn about and start researching. It's hormone therapy. I'm kind of nervous about that because I don't want to come on this thing and it looks like I'm growing titties.
No, and see, actually, you made a really good point about what you were doing today. Men need to produce testosterone. Like that's your hormone of biology, and mine is.
And if it was so toxic, why does it make the dick feel so good?
Well, that's the thing. Your testosterone growth and acclimation. No, accumulating your testosterone and the ability to keep it versus producing more estrogen versus testosterone is why your penis will start to go back inside, You
mean downsize or clitorize?
Clitorize. I think
like
that's
that.
the word we're going to use.
I like that term. Yeah, I do too.
And prostate cancer, again, a lot of people aren't finding out until it's too late, but, not being able to urinate or having blood in your pee or erectile dysfunction, like you said, it's all about your blood flow. And then what's in your blood? Is it causing you to be able to build more of you?
And you need to clean that blood out. I
Yes.
can say this. I'm able to pee, y'all. I mean, I thank God. Can you imagine if I had to have like a little catheter? I mean, I had someone try to catheterize me without anesthesia. Those holes stabbed me, white holes stabbed me in the dick in 2022. Yeah, this is some crazy shit in the hospital. Dick lives matter. We need to be standing together to fight against medical apartheid as well as help one another heal and improve our health. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a real story. My dad's dead, so I can talk about it. My mother was a real trip for about 3 years. It was really annoying. It's like, God, why am I an orphan? Shit. And then one day I came home and my mother was so nice. It was like they were throwing flowers and shit everywhere. I went upstairs to my dad and said, when did you start using Viagra? I'm honest with people. Shit. I think I am no different in person than in this thing. What you see is what you get. That says, Dad, when you start using Viagra? And my father said, how can you tell? I says, well, Mom is acting like she doesn't hate everybody. So I figured that she'd been dicking her again. My dad's a preacher. My father says, well, we've been using it so I could see. A lot of women are cranky because they haven't been screwed. And I remember this one woman. I'll tell you who it is. The nigga's name is Star Parker. She's a black conservative. And I mean, she did something really stupid. And I told Ali the King, she needs to get fucked in Jesus' name. I mean, fucked real good. And I will tell her, I don't care. I hate church folk who lie about shit. Dick, you have a nasty ass attitude, and you can tell somebody has to turn that motherfucker over and knock them through the headboards and shit. Give us some
that's the thing.
Shitty attitude because you haven't been screwed. All of you women with fucked up attitudes is because a lot of y'all haven't had somebody with enough lead in their dick to take your ass to the next level. Walk around mad at the world. Being a feminist, walking around trying to look like a dude ain't gonna help. So why not get in the movement for Dick Lives Matter to start educating people about penile and sexual health? I mean, you know what? I tell you, a whole lot of dudes would be interested in a woman's interested in dick health. Excuse me, miss, can I have your number? I mean, shoot.
No, that's real. But I mean, and even if you have to do it selfishly, women, because like he just said, we have more orgasms than they do. Do it for that shit.
Yes,
And
I'm saying it's like a 2-for-1 and shit. Y'all get more out of it than we do, so y'all should be helping people their dicks instead of criticizing. Now,
yes.
El Negro Hotep says that maca root, I got some maca root upstairs. Hold on, let me hold the fort down for a second. I'm gonna get.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm gonna play this video
No,
for them.
no, no,
So they
no, no.
can learn about
I've got some maca. You know what? I'm gonna put that shit in my lemonade. But my thing is that I have to take the use. Usina. So right now I can't do that, but I'm gonna use that maca. I didn't know that matcha did that. I've got horny goat weed, man. Man, I have like a whole dick cornucopia of shit upstairs. I mean, I'm just saving up for when you get engaged. You know, I almost wish you could like put a splint on your dick to keep it up, but that would hurt the other person. So you really have to go in 100% natural. It's got to be you. Okay.
Look,
And
another way is what you said earlier. You were out in your yard with your machete.
yeah.
Men doing things is how you can build up your testosterone, your exercise regimen, and how you're keeping yourself fit. Working out your lower body, and those muscles down there will help the blood flow, because it's really prostate health is going to be directly related
So
to
it's connected
blood
to
going
all of
to your
it.
member.
So you need to be moving and
Yes.
active.
Yes.
So
And
I mean,
a big point
basically,
you said, real
so
quick. I'm sorry, real quick. A big point you said about men being stressed out about their woman. So then she's all stressing him out about not having a penis that makes sense. And then he's all stressed out because she's nagging. And then he's not going to want to be productive or doing things because it's a lot of stress. So
it's a sexual downward spiral. But we can fix that shit. We're gonna put like a band-aid on this dick and we're gonna put it back together. And we're not gonna let the feminists who told you guys that dick was bad. Dick is great. God is greater, but dick's okay. And pussy, my God. It's not 100% of what's important in the world, just 999,999% of what's good in the world. And we need to put it together like peanut butter and jelly and eat that shit.
There you go. Absolutely. Because really, like we said earlier, the black member, the penis, is the weapon that they fear the most because of our ability to create more beautiful black children and people and families and such. Dr. Wilson goes into it. Mr. Fuller goes into it. You go into it a lot. I have a question in my chat. He wants to know about the buildup. So I guess
Well, I'm not an expert in that. I never claimed to be a sexologist, but you know what? We're going to get somebody, as I said, part of this movement for Dick Lives Matter and Black Dicks Matter. As we're going to find, I know somebody, as I said, I'm going to get a Zima. I'm going to get a couple of people. We're going to be in here. I've got Dr. Kolkai that I want you to, I know you know about Dr. Kolkai, Eve.
Yes.
I'm going to give you his number. Now, we're going to talk about having explosions. So, I mean, you'll have more sauce than Geno's or McDonald's Big Mac. In fact, I like that. You'll have a Big Mac explosion. There's somebody, and this is where we too often as a people don't share knowledge. We don't do that. We basically have contempt if someone knows something we don't know. Instead of saying, hey, Sister Eve knows something I don't know, I can put her knowledge with my lack of information to make myself more powerful. So, Sister Eve, take questions. If people have questions, anybody with dick questions, as long as they're not talking about LGBTQ shit, I'm not going to be a repository for rainbow information. Okay, there's so much stuff out for gay people. Y'all go somewhere else and find it. This is for straight people. Okay, this is a diversity, equity, and inclusion thing for dicks that we hope go into women. I'm not trying to help you screw another man. If you do it, you're able to find that, not get beaten to death and shit, especially if you're not, hiding as a woman. I'm not trying to help you do something that I personally think you should refrain from doing. So you got to get that shit. You can like eat someone's poo poo or get shit on your dick. by your own devices. I'm not going to help you. Okay. May God bless you. See that shit's stupid. But if you have dick health questions, sex health questions, I'm not the expert, but we're going to find somebody and we'll be able to do that, because I had even said to you, do a Healthline thing. I mentioned it and it didn't happen. And it's part of my health. I'm going to get my health back. I'm going to save my dick in my life, and I'm going to help save other people's dicks in their lives. Marriages are going to be saved. Women are going to have need to wear those little neck braces from getting screwed so hard. I didn't know my husband still had it in them.
Hey.
We're going to put black dick and black pussy together again. All the king's horses and men will put black dick and pussy together again.
Amen.
Somebody say amen.
Amen.
Oh my God, where's my tambourine? Okay. We just pray, God, that everybody put lead in their dicks, grease those vaginas up so you can slide into them. Take out the sandpaper, Lord, and put something smooth in there. Oh God, we pray that the viscosity in the vagina just help it slide, Lord. Oh, we're going to have an orgasm in your name, and everybody's going to know that you helped us do it. Amen.
Amen.
And pray for your sex. Pray over your pussy, ladies. God may tell you that you got something up there that needs to be checked. Spirituality and sex go together. And I'll tell you something else. Don't try to screw somebody that you shouldn't be with. When the spirits don't connect right, it messes with the shit you got. Mm-hmm. You gotta be certain that you're probing the right hole.
Mm-hmm. That's a hell of a point, especially coming from me, because if y'all are familiar, we've got a very real case going against the broke authority, and his inability to make the math.
You mean the broke authority?
The broke authority, because he can't be the black authority. He Googles.
Oh, I said grope authority.
Oh, that's even more
poignant. I like it.
I like it too. The grope authority. No, that's real. Look, one of the birdies, there's a bunch of little birds in my ear telling me about all the bad things that he's done, and one of them was telling me that she turned him down, and then the next day he's like, yeah, you feel my gun? I could have taken it if I wanted to. And I'm like, really? This is really okay. And then you, who love children, love the black family, love the black woman, are not disparaging or negative or anything, except for if it's some fuck shit, you call it out. And then you're having dick issues. That really bothers me. So if I can help, right my wrongs by letting the wrong people have access, then if it's to share the information that I've been given to make us healthy, then shit, that's why we're having this show tonight. Because I mean, again, if you are my age and you haven't checked your prostate, and then you're gonna wait for an old white guy, old Asian guy, old Haitian woman to do it for you, it's too fucking late, because they're gonna tell you some shit, and then you're gonna get all scared into radiation because it's so bad. And that's really what they wanted from you, Dr. Short. They wanted to tell you that shit was so bad that you had to do
That's what they already told me. And I will hear it Friday. And so we're gonna do an update on Dick Lives Matter. And I'm not doing this shit, okay? My dick would not be radiated. I don't want it glowing in the dark. I want it growing in the dark. And this sister,
that's right. Say that again.
Yeah, we want it growing in the dark, not glowing in the dark.
Glowing in the dark. Very good.
And so I'm sorry about this sister's husband's dick shrinking. She's got all these things that people fighting. In fact, women get mad easy. They blame a man. Why'd you make your dick so small? Are you mad at me? And it's like, no, I'm not. Well, we need to have understanding. And so let me see, Eve, it's approaching 11 o'clock, and you're a mother, and I think you have to work tomorrow.
Actually, you're still very. This is a very interesting time because school hasn't quite started yet.
Oh, so you have a few minutes?
We do have a few minutes. I want to share this video so that people can hear more than me talk about guinea hen weed, because I know that I'm not the herbalist, so I can't sit here and give y'all all the scientific shits as much as I can give you 10 people who've had issues who don't anymore after they, start taking certain herbs. And it's not going to be the main ones that you hear about. They tell us about vitamin C and vitamin D and vitamin B, but then they tell us to take a pill. And no, you need to get it from your food. You need to be ingesting it the way it came out the earth, because some of these plants are for that purpose. Like, for whatever reason, the earth is growing all of the medicine we need, and then we're still not using it. So I just want to make sure that I have somebody scientific tonight talking about guinea hen weed, since I brought it up. And then from there, y'all can definitely hit me up. Like you said, my site has teas that work for this and other teas. You can just let me know what your problem is and we can work something up for you. But and then we got to have church, because like you said, in Jesus' name, in white baby Jesus' name, because once niggas found out that Yahweh and Yahushua and niggas have always been black, they started glitching, Dr. Short. So we're gonna have
they started hating. Jesus is black. Well, fuck that nigga. How
right,
come he poor on here? How do you get the way? No, I need to talk to that nigga. He's probably just like Clarence Thomas and shit, right? And it's I don't know. Forgive me, y'all. I'm from DC. It's really, the black culture here is quite. You heard about the city councilman that got arrested by the FBI?
Yes.
Okay. See how wild DC is.
It is, man. I looked up.
It's wild. I'm sorry.
I looked up the records for. I saw this post earlier. It was like an article, and it's like, would you do business with someone who doesn't have good credit or who has bankruptcies, and it was just all this bad shit. And it's like, well, that's who's in Congress right now. And it's like, oh, Snapple, because really these people are just people with high paying jobs and in the public, and they're telling you that you have to do something better. They're not doing anything better. And really they want to poison you, because you being poisoned means that you will continue to support the system that is working just fine. Us being consumers, not knowing how to take care of ourselves, means that we will always buy into whatever it is they're saying is the fix. And for a long time, radiation and chopping shit off, Black women having to get mastectomies and removing our wombs because of PCOS and other issues that are real, but they are reversible if you do the work. So yeah, a lot of times people don't want to do the work. They want to take a pill real quick and then be done with it. But that
to the pill, it's not. So we have to take our time to do this.
Yes.
And the thing is if you build your dick up, it'll stay with you. It's sort of like a steady business or a big hit record. The biggest ones build and eventually they get to the top and they become the smash that you need it to be, versus a quick one. So I want everybody to know. In fact, Eve, I'm going to stop because I have a doctor's appointment and I need to get out of here at 9, and I want to make certain I get enough sleep.
Before you go,
how many of you guys
think he's guilty?
Like this show? I have 28 viewers on here. I want everybody to share this. And someone's talking about submission goes both ways. But of course, I'll just tell you something, sister. When they talk about submission going both ways, men don't have anything quite like feminism that says that women are gods and men are devils. And so the people that are filing for divorce and a lot of this stuff, it's women driven. I'm not saying the men have it together. I'm sorry. I know folks who can't have marriages, and the Black women have the highest rate of divorce in the Western world. They have the highest rate of divorce of any demographic of women in the country. They're less likely to get married than any other group of women in the country. There are a range of things. And so I don't care how it strikes you if you've dealt with difficult men. We have a problem in our women in this country. I'm not saying the men have it together, and it's very easy. And there's always this damn deflection. I've heard black men criticize my entire damn life for everything. I rarely heard sisters criticize the held accountable. And so the shit hurts, but hoes are going to have to fall on their swords of the lack of responsibility or irresponsibility and so forth, because this failure in our community is male and female.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's why
I never said it was all women or all men. I said it's people who don't do what the hell they're supposed to do. Some of them have dicks, some of them have pussies, but they're all people and they're all black. And if too many of them fuck up constantly, it brings our whole community down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better. Before you go, I want to play the video, and then real quick, they want to know if you think he's guilty, Trayon. Do you think Trayon is guilty?
You know, I've met Trayon exactly one time. I've spoken to Trayon on the phone exactly one time. Trayon has a childhood friend who I know, who's like maybe a distant cousin of mine, who I haven't heard from in years, who wanted me to meet Trayon so badly. He begged and begged. And I says, brother, I don't mind meeting him. I don't have my sister. Can't you call me and talk to me if you want to?
Oh, absolutely. You've always been available.
The only time there's certain people, they're annoying, they're time whores, time thieves. They call and they exhaust you. They got a million problems. No, I don't appreciate that shit. Because you're not trying to solve your problem. Like niggas that need counseling, you need to go out and pay the counselor $150, $200 an hour, not wear my ass out for free.
That part.
And then not appreciate the time that you got. It's sort of like niggas coming. They know I have a fellowship where we pray and do stuff. They will never do that. They all want it on an individual one-on-one basis and not give anything in return. I don't like users. I don't like takers, and I don't make it my time. The Bible says, pray for the spiteful users, not help and support their asses. So if you're not a despiteful user, I don't have a problem doing with you. And my point going, that this brother begged me to meet Trayon, and he was so determined to get Trayon to talk to me. He told Trayon I wanted him to endorse me running for office in DC, something I would have never asked a stranger for. I got more decency and integrity and common sense in that. But he wanted some way to get Trayon to talk to me. And Trayon, of course, was angry that he was told I wanted something that you don't ask for. And I tried to say to him, the brother's just trying, and Trayon was mad. Trayon just told me, you know what? He asked my number, I gotta go. He was very like dismissive, like, you don't have value, you're nobody, I don't need to talk to you. And I was like, wow, that's not a wise move as a politician. He's gonna be destroyed early. So I told his friend, really nice brother, his last name is Gay, Jeremiah Gay. Jeremiah, your friend is gonna have a rough time in politics. I said, this is the second time a young politician, someone wanted me to meet them here in DC, and the person was really nasty to me in our first encounter. Like Harry Thomas Jr., remember that shit? Remember how he got busted?
Right.
I had someone take me to Harry Thomas at someone's party and says, hey Harry, there's this brother, man, DrRandyShort. He's bright brother. He's good. This guy only wants to talk to hoes, wouldn't even say hey, and kept moving. He wouldn't even speak to me. It's like, I didn't come to him. I didn't ask him for anything. I was taken and told, please talk to him. And I said, you know what? Dude's going to be disgraced because he's full of himself and he doesn't realize you need friends. You need strong, solid, grounded people if you're in politics. If you're not grounded and if you're full of yourself, you'll make mistakes and you'll alienate and make enemies out of people who supported you, and they won't know you when your ass is in trouble. Didn't that happen to Harry Thomas Jr.?
Absolutely.
Yes, it did. And so I told Jeremiah, your guy, he thinks he's greater than what he is, unfortunately. I'm happy that there's somebody black on, but he's going to have problems. He's going to have problems because they've already sized him up. They've pumped him up. He's puffed up. He's not understanding that you're a servant of people instead of that you're the big nigga now. That's how a lot of black folks are. When they get in, they don't think, hey, look, for me to have a doctorate isn't for me to be a jackass and say I'm better than the people who don't have. How can I leverage what little bit I know to help other people, right? And maybe derive an income from it versus saying, I'm smart, I went to school, you didn't. That's stupid, it's shallow, it's ugly. I despise such people. So I'm going to say of Trayon, when Trayon said his shit about Jews, Trayon didn't have anybody that he had around him that could have spun that shit to save him from Jews. I could have saved his ass. I could have found people. That would have been easy. But this is what and he's like most black people who are successful, they think that their thinking people are white. Nobody black is smart. When I say to you right now, I'm not paid, but effectively I'm trying to advise a presidential campaign. I am advising.
Right.
If you suddenly see the messaging change in the Trump campaign around Kamala Harris and it's black, you will have known, you could say, oh, that's Dr. Short's influence. I know how to turn shit around. I could have saved him, but why? I mean, that person felt I was valueless. I mean, I probably would have done it for him but so he got ahead of himself. He wasn't grounded. If I were to get an elected office or any position of any kind of authority, understanding that people are out to get you and you're black, the first thing I would do, Eve, like even this show, is I reached out to you or I reached to Zima. I want to gather and collect forces. The real power isn't in the individual. The power is in the organization and the institutions that support that individual that's in the seat.
Yes.
Trayon did not do the work to protect himself. And as a result, whether he did or didn't do it, they're going to take his ass down anyway. And the mayor doesn't like him. She's a stud. I think he's straight. He's straight and he's from the streets. That's a crime. And the fundamental mistake he made is that he did not. DC is full of niggas with PhDs and all that could do anything he wanted to get done in Southeast. I want them. Say, hey, look, he was happy to run with his homies and other people that he came up with that kind of gang. And that's how he did it. And so at the very beginning of his career, as I said, he said, basically, you're worthless. It's like, whoa. I've seen people that he was around and they were hood, sort of shady, what's that word? Fugazi type people. Fugazi. And so I'm not saying he did, but the FBI, as racist as they are, they tend to go after politicians when they have more than enough information. They told you how much money he got. They told you who got the money. He should have known if he was in any way involved with a bunch of niggas that are returning citizens, that their asses are snitches.
Right.
Once you're in the system, black men, you become a bitch to the white man that can always come, put your ass back in jail, ruin your life. If you get caught up in the system, you lose the ability to really be a voice in your community, typically, unless you do a whole bunch of stuff and have just the right people to help you deflect. Okay? So those guys over there that are in and out of jail, in and out of Jessup, that are over there that got their hookup, they kind of Islamic type Negroes. There's a little bit of weed selling, semi-gangbanging shit that they're doing. Those folks, they may be real people from the street, but those are people who will get your real ass in trouble because they've already auctioned themselves out by having a criminal past to the system.
Right.
People like Trayon don't like people like me who didn't go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
They don't pick black folks who haven't been through that. They don't think that we're as black as niggas that are in lockup. And so this authenticity thing, blacks that go to jail, blacks that in projects, blacks that have rat bite, they're the only real black people. That's a lie. There are a lot of broke niggas that don't come from nothing, that are not shit, that are subversive, that are scum, that is greater enemies to black folks as white supremacists. The same way that there's some Negroes with money that give a damn, that would do anything. And at the same time, there are niggas with money that are enemies. It isn't where you come from. It's what are your core values? What is your character? So what I'm going to say of Trayon is there's a challenge in the character. He has an issue where he's a narcissist. And they got him. Whether he did it or not, he ran and did stuff in a certain way in which they could get him.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be in politics in DC where they want black people out, you should have had a whole bunch of lawyers. They shouldn't have been comfortable to come to you with some shady shit.
Yep.
The fact that they can say how much money it is, who it is, means that all those guys are confidential informants of the police.
Absolutely.
Do they set people up? Yes. Black snitches and traitors come in all classes. Broke niggas betray and snitch out all the time. It's not just the boule. There's the boule wannabes. Their dream is to be butchy Negroes that hate the other ones. They want to be like Michael Jordan, with a white woman that don't do nothing for black people. That's their dream too. That's why I call them black necks. A redneck wish they could be a rich, oppressive white person, but they can't. That's why they're on meth and fentanyl dying in West Virginia and Appalachia and everywhere else. And our black folks are the miserable that they can't be ghetto fabulous like Shitty and Gay-Z and Demonze. They're the same way. So they're always waiting. You can get them to kill somebody for maybe $5 or $6, steal, lie, betray, because a lot of black folks at a low income have no damn character. And I'm not saying all, but it's way too damn many. And the excuse is a sorry ass excuse I've heard in DC, and I hear it all the time. We didn't have much. We didn't come up with a whole lot. I didn't have the. So basically, I have the right to kill, steal, rape, destroy, molest, because I didn't have a lot of money. So what do I have the right to do? I have the right to fuck over and hurt other black people because I didn't have a lot. That's the lawless shit in a lot of broke ass niggas in this country. It's also the lawless shit of niggas that just made good. They can't invest back in the community. Everybody has an excuse for why they don't do what's right. Why they have to do it the wrong way. They see white folks steal and they figure when they get in political office, they can steal or be corrupt too. And I will say this to you. Trayon didn't have enough exposure to white people to want to be in a white man's game. You can tell him I said it. And if he should have had some people that knew white people better around him. He surrounded himself with street level niggas, and they don't know. I grew up surrounding the sea of racist white folks. When I got to the damn city, I thought my black peers knew black history, knew about the struggle. And I found what most Negroes know when they're only around other black people, they usually don't know anything about, they take everything about black people for granted. They had never heard of anything that they should have known. They were never made conscious of how important it was to know who or what they really were. So Trayon, trying to keep it real and at the same time trying to get into the white world, why are you going to try to run for mayor after you trashed Jews and you didn't come up with some way to reach out and patch shit up with Jews? Don't you realize the head of the FBI or the Justice Department, Merrick Garland, is Jewish? Don't you realize as you advocate for Joe Biden, his main advisor is Jewish, the family advisor, and most of the cabinet of Joe Biden is Jewish? Almost everything is Jewish. Remember, they said they're going to go after people that are anti-Semites within the last few months? Huh? Since October 7th, remember there's been all
Right.
these news. Trayon did not understand and didn't think that shit was going to still drag him. And if you look in the newspaper reports, they consistently refer to him as an anti-Semite. Who do you think of the majority of the federal judges in D.C. are?
Right.
How do you think they're going to throw the book at him? They're going to throw the whole fucking Talmud at his ass.
Oh, for sure. You know,
That's
black
what I
people
think.
who think that they
I
can
wish
get away.
I'm not anti-Trayon. When I saw him nice, he got me a burger at National Harbor, so he wasn't unkind. but not not available, and he changed. Still a person, but and I don't think he's married, not grounded. A lot of these brothers, you've got to do the whole part. You got to have a wife. You got to do this. You need to start moving in a way that you're respectable. There's a generation of young black folks that think that they don't have to follow any of the norms. That stupid shit, that stupid hip hop stuff that you're on, that there's no male, no female, no right, no wrong. They tell you that shit, and yet they have all the laws going back the last 400 years. They'll go back 400 years to lock our black asses up, and yet tell you there's no right or wrong.
That's right. And that's right, for sure.
Damn.
And I know you got to go so you can get ready for your appointment in the morning.
Yes.
You guys, Dr. Short is not a stranger to my channel. I'm not a stranger to his channel. You will see me more on his platform. You will see him more on my platform, especially after his Patriarchy Summit, which I will post in the description.
And tell them, send us some money. We got to get rid of, I think everybody, I sent Chef some money. We still need to get about $500-600 to retire the debts for the summit. I hope it works well. It's patriarchsummit.com. I will be sending some more stuff to Chef C as soon as I get it. We have a GoFundMe. I hope our people in the chat can, all the moderators, put the GoFundMe in if you can. Also, our donation link is in the patriarchsummit.com. Our website has that. Also, we only have one ticket sold. Only one person's bought a ticket from us.
Wow.
Thousands of people, and how badly we need Black men to come together. We only sold one ticket. Only one.
Shame.
And that's on Eventbrite has our tickets. Maybe some people buy at the last minute, but we need that. And this is the first of many. This is the first of many. This one's going to be abbreviated. I'm happy to be alive. So we'll have another chance to do these. I want to remind people my Cashapp is DrRandyShort. DrRandyShort. $ DrRandyShort. My PayPal is wrandyshort@gmail.com. My Zelle is wrandyshort@gmail.com. Patriarch Summit contributions can be sent to patriarchsummit.com, and or we have a GoFundMe. You can look for Patriarch Summit. We still need it. No donation is too small. And man, we would love to have too many. And I want to let everybody know Patriarch Summit is part 1. Our next phase will be to have our WASI Summit, Sister Eve. We want to convene all the righteous Black women and surround and protect and encourage women who are leaders in our community, leaders in the home, leaders in the schools, to get behind issues that really matter to Black people, to Black women. I mean, aside from killing babies and hacking off genitalia and being confused about what sex you are, we're talking about folks who need reparations. We need food. We want Black women insured in their jobs. Real shit, real money, real motherfucking money, reparations, and all of that. This is what we want. And so that's step 2. We're going to get through the men's thing. We're going to stumble because I'm stumbling. But I'm glad I'm here. I refuse to give up. I was in my hospital bed saying, damn, God, I can't wait to get out of here and get back in the fight. I mean, it was killing me in the hospital. And then seeing that whole Kamala up everywhere, that stale ass pussy and that laughing. I don't know if she's drunk and got a jackrabbit or just has a bad jackrabbit that they can't take off. But please, y'all, support us. Look, you want my channel to look nicer? Increase what y'all give.
Hey, there you go. There's a point.
I mean, so right now I do it cheap, but that's okay. You're gonna see some changes in the next month or so. In the next month or so, a lot of things will shift. I can't wait. I want to tell all of y'all, pray. I think I got my disability stuff. Oh, cancer's been a blessing. I tell everybody, your attitude determines your altitude. That was said by the predator father of Aretha Franklin. Don't let your circumstances take over you, but take over your circumstances with the help of God. And so I'm not crying about having 2 cancers. I'm not crying about that. I'm here. And as the doctors kept saying, you're healthy. You look so healthy. Yes, God's good. These people want you broken down. Just understand, when you go to the hospital, they're jealous. They're mad. They can't believe. They want to see you sick and worn out. They like seeing us down. They like it. We've got to want to be our best for one another and for God. I'm not going to hold y'all. May the Lord bless and keep you. May his face shine upon you, give you peace. And with that peace, may your black dick be well. May you be procreative in the right ways. And we're talking about straight lives matter, black dicks matter, dick lives matter. And reparations, we must have that, reparations for procreations. It's all connected. I'm going to stop here. Thank you so much, Sister Eve, for helping me to have this discussion. And everybody, you can email me. I respond to emails, DrRandyShort. If I don't get back to you in a matter of days, write me again. Weird things happen with my phones, emails, all kinds of stuff. You need to understand my article that I did about Kamala Harris on Pace News has reached maybe 500,000 people. They attacked the website of Pace News to punish them for publishing my article. Okay. Yeah, I need that. I may be nobody to you, and I'm just me to me. Somebody sees me as a very dangerous person that needs to be contained.
There you go.
So that means things that they do I may not get your phone call. I may not know anything. And you have to understand, they would do this with the Black Panthers and others. They would do stuff to make people angry with each other. You know, it's like, Eve, you're calling me and I didn't know you called. And I just happened to call you and say, Eve, how you doing? He says, I've been calling. He says, I didn't know.
Yes.
It's to get us to be mad, or why doesn't his channel work? I'm paying the premium. They're messing with my channel.
Yes.
Okay. They don't like this exchange. They don't want us to live. You don't think so? But after all these people have dropped dead after this jab, if you don't realize that they're out to kill people, you've got piss poor brains, and that's why you can't think logically. I better let you guys go. Good night. I love everybody.
Good night, Dr. Short. Thank you for joining tonight. And that is Dr. Short. I know y'all love him. He has zero filter ever. And sometimes it's necessary, especially with a conversation about penises, right? Before I go, I just wanted to go ahead and try to show you about the benefits of guinea hen weed, because like I said, I'm not the authority. I am just Steve, but there are people who know a lot more about these things and might be able to make it understandable for you. So here we go.
Greetings. Jamaica is an island with 14 parish. So many herbs you'd be astonished. It's a place where herbs just flourish. Herbs that heal, herbs that nourish. One of them is guinea hen weed. Very powerful, yes indeed. The roots and also the leaves fulfill some medicinal needs. Other places have it too. Some people know it as anamu. Anamu? Yes, anamu. Guinea hen weed is anamu too. Anti-inflammatory, pain reliever. Feel hot, helps with the fever, used for colds and coughs and flu. A lot of things this herb can do. Is it a factor? Is it a rumor? Can guinea hen weed help with the tumor? Is it a fact? Give me an answer. Can guinea hen weed help with the cancer? Useful against infection, boosts the immune system, adds protection, even helpful for your digestion. A lot of benefits, too much to mention. Guinea hen weed's been used for centuries. Africa, Brazil, Caribbean countries. Great herb with health properties. That is it. It is what it is. A Medical Monday. Yes, I am.
All right. So yeah, I thought he was going to sing. I think a lot of his videos, he is rhyming the information because it's a little bit easier to pick up that way. If you're delineating so hard that you can't take information from people who have things that could benefit from you, then I guess this message wasn't for you, but for the people who are able to think about their condition and what it is that we're going through, and the fact that the black on black hate that we experience time and time again is deeply rooted in the system of racism, white supremacy, might be the reason why we have such issues working with each other, from bartering to networking to just sharing information. A lot of people want you to pay for the information. The internet is a wonderful place that you can get a lot of this information for free. But I would caution you to check multiple sources. I don't think a lot of people learned how to research. And that's not me denigrating anybody, as much as I just have seen some of the things that you guys post as fact, and it'll be from an opinion site. And while my thoughts are my own, and this channel is not to prescribe or diagnose or anything like that, I very much appreciate any opportunity where we can have an uncomfortable conversation about where we are and what we can do about the plight. If you liked what I had to say, or if you liked my guest tonight, hit the like, hit the bell. I've shared his channel in the chat. If you aren't subscribed to his channel, go there, do that now. Angry Black Man's Book Club. Like he said earlier, they've got the Patriarchy Summit that's coming up on the 24th. That's in 4 days. So all of you talkers who said that that was something you were interested in, you need to go ahead and buy your ticket so that you can show up the right way. Say it with your chest by using a language that everybody understands. That is your money, your green. If you want to support him via his Cash App, I'll post that in the description as well. Until next time, you guys, which actually will be tomorrow night, where I'm live with Dr. Winters, where we have another reality check for you. Tomorrow, we are going to be talking about, is life and art the same? And not that it's the same, but sometimes do you ever see real life in the art or in the entertainment, in the songs and the movies? And if you do, maybe you'll have something to offer to the conversation for tomorrow. So until next time, well, at least until tomorrow night, y'all have a good night.